Dun, 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 dun. Intro muziek. I did the Sketchbook revival tour with Karen Abend, and it's really exciting. I made 2 journals, and they're really nice and filled up. It was a lovely experience. I'm so glad I did so many awesome things, and I feel it really revived my sketchbook practice. So and yeah, I'm just gonna show it. Made a little zine. Sort of Andy Warhol acid trip in a candy store. If somebody said something funny, I tried to write it down, but most of it's like really enthusiastic quotes. Break free, loosen up, have some fun. So words to get you in the mood to fill up your own sketchbook. Experimentation, opportunity, freedom to make mistakes, and find out what works. Screw things up, and now I know better. Advance. Made a little card. The magic of the arrival of springtime. I spotted the first blossom of the year. I think about Mira hanging the blue beaded macrame wristbands in the trees, and the Senbon Sakura song. I learned Japanese in a soulful way, and Masa, hello my friend, he sent me pictures of the first blossom of the year as well. If you like it is, leave it the way it is. That's a quote from my mom, because I was like, should I put something over it? And she's like, if you like it, you can just leave it like it is. And I really like this purple, and I think if I leave it now, I might go over it with the next one, because then I'll build up the courage. Here's the boot, with my magic things around. You use a lot of different materials. It's collaboration with your subconscious. So it was like really amp up the pace and use all your things you have lying around, and it's paint and acrylics and crayons and everything, brush pens. So watercolor and some with lines, and fill pen, ink pen, fountain pen. Play, experiment, have fun, idea generator, one-liners. Put the subconscious in the driver's seat. Warming up, getting you started. Restrict yourself to get creative. Little assignments so you get new situations to react on and get different results. Challenge yourself to do something else than the same thing. Dream logic, technologic. So one-line drawings, and don't think about it, just do it. And then these came out of it, that I really liked, because the one-line drawings free you up, and then you make different kind of drawings than otherwise, and you can learn from it. These are watercolor, and I was supposed to draw over it with pen. Some crazy cats. I collect the quotes that I like. Oh, he is cute. If he said for a black marker, it's like the Hummer of art supplies. It will go over just about anything. So these are the kinds of things that I make notes of, and maybe later I'll put them in a text balloon. And the music that I think about, sometimes I just have songs in my head. So you can do mixed media and write all the inspirational words. All the cats are very weird, but they're cool. This made me think of the Truman Show. Some more cats, and then one had a fish under his arm, so I drew that a bunch of times, and he will show up again. Am I in frame? Yeah. Camera olifantje. Here's a cat with a elephant fish under his arm. And here we were... Oh! Hello, hello! Hello! So here we just ripped some elements from pages and then made a collage and drew around it, so you get new figures and characters that you wouldn't make otherwise. So it's a fun elephant and a wild collage, so it's just patterns, and I drew over it, and balloons and dots, so it's more your unique style and more of a book that reflects your taste. So I can make pictures like this, like yay. Water paint, and some cut-offs. Here's a pocket. And what's this again? With a little it's almost like a zine. Vases with different techniques, and this was really fun. This is cut out with the layer underneath, and you put some flowers in and use all your different materials. So I've got my oil crayons and color pencils and more crayons, ballpoint. I like the interactive quality that you put stuff inside stuff. So play came up a lot. that if you use your sketchbook as part of a process, you can put things in like, hey, this is texture, or what can I do with it, and then maybe apply it later. So I'm not doing anything with vases and flowers, but you can use the technique that comes up playing and then apply it to a drawing of your style. So magic scratch card. And some illustrations. So you have a document like, I can do this kind of leaves and I can do this kind of leaves, or you can not connect them. So it's your own visual vocabulary, your own library, your resources. And here I made a stamp, and I even made the little cards, so I stamped them and then I cut them out so I can put them in my mill art. And I like, if you do this, you can see all the different elements. What happens if you use another color. This is from a big pen marker. So it's huge, and I used it as a stamp. You can copy it or in a Xerox machine, or use it as a pattern, or create a chessboard out of it. Here I really love this. I'm gonna do something with this. I like the black and white, and also the quality of the paper has an effect. So this is glossy paper. You can see the paint. You can see all the effects if it's wet, and you can scratch it out, like here. This is watery and then it's dried. Here it's like a landscape in the dark. Also different techniques of landscape based on a tear in a wall. And just some patterns and colors. A key, and I like to use my fountain pen with different inks and draw on the transparency. And here's a scrappy embellishment. A little this it has 2 eyes, and this is made out of fluffy stuff, and you can make it go through your fingers. I don't know, it's some kind of toy. These little perspective drawings. Curvilinear perspective, also multi-point perspective. So it's more of a practice. I want to do more with this. Inspiring stuff. This is because I'm a junk journaler. I really like to make pockets. So I really love the woman who's also a Reiki master. I'm also a Reiki master. Right. This is a paper with gesso on it, and then if you put water paints, it has a really nice way of integrating in the paper. is also the black paints. It acted very differently on the gessoed paper, so I would say, yeah, go and use all the different kinds of paper and try out your materials, and it does so much. Shiny. It's totally okay to want to play, smile, it will take a while, enjoy the journey and travel process. Dive in, go for it and see what happens. Uplifting people is important work too. That was something that really resonated with me. So play and see what happens, and then you have something to review. Like here, I don't like the floating heads, but it's like he's swimming in water. I added some little water lines, so then it's okay again. So I learn about my style. There's people in the roller coaster. And another song. A lot of songs popped up and I made notes of that. Have the guts to go nuts. And sometimes it's just about the color. I'm like, hey, these colors work well together. It's not hoarding, it's a collection. So you play by color and then stuff happens. Stretching within a constraint. Another magic scratch card. Just start and create. Just starting will cause magic to happen. This is what I needed to hear. Just you meditate and you visualize, like, what do you need to hear, and then you make a page out of it and color it. So I'm like, you may use a lot of papers because this could be a whole page, this could be a page, and I usually throw on a lot on one page, but I'm allowed to spread it out and make this one page. Zoom in a bit more. Then I'm not listening to that at all. And that's okay too. So the words come up again and again. This is really to inspire my future self. Like, if you don't know what to do, just flip through and it's full of like words like joy and hello, exhilarating, exciting, joyful, play, idea for talisman with the I Ching or collage elements. I like exclamation points. Get quiet, let the message sink in. There's a meditating character. World without art is just meh. What was the quote again? Earth without art is eh. Just notes of all the tabs that are open and inspiring artists. So I really got into water paint, abstract. The joy of making something, that's enough. Just have fun with it and the best things come out of that. So it's a free flow form. There's a bunny made out of bababushka, and from Neon Mob, a girl with ice cream. Midnight Madness, the eel, sushi cat collage, and the sheer fantasy of the text. I love the glitches and the radiolaria index. Till Nilcomb and the hero escapes. Japanese fairies, dragons, science fiction, and the dreamscape. So the dream hero tarot. On 3 separate occasions, the girl who everybody calls Bunny has won the Most Beautiful Woman in America contest. These wins would have been consecutive if Bunny hadn't shown up to the annual contest, but as it turns out, she has only been spotted 3 times in her entire life, and on each of those occasions she was wearing a bunny suit and eating ice cream. Some think she's crazy, while others think she's a guardian angel. It's not my text, but I spotted it and I was like, yeah, I really like that kind of thing. So if you just make up stories, this is what you can do with your paintbrush. You can dab it and make a landscape, and just to have some color swatches. I think it looks like, yeah, I'm an artist, my book is full of test things. It's like even a cloud. And then there's the landscape, but I didn't wash out my paintbrush. I didn't have clean water, so it's all a bit smudgy. Then have the time, and he's jumping on anthropomorphic gym tool. Yeah. Best known for visual art and writing textual art that incorporates the juxtaposition of uncommon imagery. Dreamscapes reveal one's original style. So this is my original style, I guess. The little puppets, weird round houses with nature and flying fat animals. We see things in clouds and everywhere. You don't even have to finish a page, or just see what happens when you mix materials. So it's black marker, ballpoint, crayons, watercolor, fountain pen, circle punch, the edges of Xerox paper. I like collections, so you make little boxes and then you fill them in with a stick and a flower. I really like the water lily. A portrait, I saw it in the background, and I based one on it, and this is a texture rubbing. I was listening to a podcast made of some friends of mine, and they were talking about the exponential growth of the potato. So I made a little graph and gold pattern and the potato. This is my mill art sign, doing stuff with the banana. And some copies of other artworks I did. Just watched some fashion shows, and I was thinking, what's my fashion thing if I would design a fashion show now? It's empty. So pockets, the bears. So still life. I'm glad I tried it, but it's just really not my thing to do something realistic. But even though you can learn from it, I like the splatters. I like how the colors go into each other. So there's still stuff to discover, even though it's not your thing. It's nice to try it once in a while. So here I use my stamps and watercolor, and I drew over copies and made a collage. This is the monkeys. I found a small brush, but I'm not gonna paint a wreath. It's just I made some leaves and then I was done with it. And here made with some white paint some boxes, and then did some different things to see what I could come up with. And they can give inspiration for compositions or just play. Incorporate your old work. And some found elements. This is the frog song, Hurry Up We're Dreaming. Little pencil drawings. And this is actually the end. So I filled it up with stuff that was on my desk. I tried to make a tattoo that's for on your skin, but it works on paper as well. Portrait, variations, and some heads. This was inspired by Karen Avond. I really loved her plants. Some faces. Just a whole big thing. Plants and abstracting them. Like the creatures, like add little creatures to your doodles and it makes them more monumental. And then you can flip it like this, and there's a whole other signature. Pocket. Here's some stuff. I love you very much. Some writing paper. I made a card with the stamp. You can sew a pocket, stickers, little cutouts, and play, have fun, and more magic scratch card. The star, you can fold your paper, cut shapes out, and then maybe draw on them. Welcome to the flip side. Ooh, what's that? Where did that come from? What's this book? What's this? What's that? What does this button do? What does this number mean? Why? Ah, the owl. Rocks. Oh, it's so much fun painting rocks. Gems. Color is a chameleon. It's elusive. It behaves and changes, and everybody uses color and they come out differently, so it depends on how you use it. This is really fun with a toilet roll, and I made a water lily. Here's some more drawing. It's a tree cut out, and here's not a tree. In the original there was a tree with the moon and one with the sun. A whole lot of cut out stars. And this also was a leftover cutting part, and then I glued that in as well and drew over it. You have permission to experiment and play without limitations. The evolution of ideas through mark making and exploring color. Some loose experiments. This was really fun. I made my own brush by rolling up a paper and cutting it up. And made my own paintbrush. And so you can dab, make marks. So here you can see the sides and it's more square. And this is typical Francis drawing, and this is on envelope with paint markers. The little creatures with the plants. And the notes board. I think it flips. Or just mix it up. Oodles of doodles. To make variations on flower. Make quick sketches to study the shape. And make variations and put them in pots and decorate the pots. It was really, really much fun. Little fox, and she was so right. I really like to put creatures next to it. And then I found my inner scientist, counting stuff, making variations, mathematical. You can do om and om, or you can do same. Small, medium, small, medium, large. Instead of counting and the direction of the other leaves. And another pocket with all the new direction, creative practice, boost, quest, invite people. I'm comfortable with how do you design your own 30-day challenge. So I really like it. This also for here. renewal, excitement, your own style. This is the lovely message at the end. I wish you lots of good vibes for lots of creative moments, so much gratitude and love, wishing you well. You can make boxes and then fill them with your ideas of how you approach plant drawings. And that's it for this book. Shall I just continue with this book here? We'll see. So I covered a hardcover old agenda calendar and drew on it and showed the gold gouache powder, so it's on there. A collage and even some sewing. So freestyle, I love it. This is where I started with all the words that inspired me from the whole series. Drawing on different kind of pages and using my sticky notes. Boy, is that stunning. Cyberpunk. What if? And here's the leftovers from the little vase booklet. So I had this cut out so I can make graphite things and have the shape. It's like a transfer thing. Dynamism. Some things you can put in your journal. funny dogs. Because I also have the book of Linda Berry, so I'm also doing her assignments. A lovely message to my mom. You are my mother. You gave me the light and love in my heart. It's from a series I was watching, Sense8, and the guy was really lovely to his mom, and I was like, yeah, gotta write this to my mom. She taught me how to use a spoon. This is a Linda Berry assignment, like draw yourself in childhood. So I love to have a plastic sheet on the table and then glue and paint and do lots of stuff. So happy moments. Weird elephants, weird cats. This made me think of how I'm doing the same now as I did in my childhood, and this is the kind of drawings my brother would do, and I love his drawings. They have so much character. This resembled a snowman, so I made a snowman out of it. It's meditating on a mountain and some white on black sketches and holographic tape. There's some palette and drew over it a bit. So there's lots of faces. Little note about color theory of Goethe. You gotta earn money just to burn money. Whoop, whoop. Some cacti with sunglasses. What kind of mysterious hashtag is that? Whip, Bob, Nene, Superman, stanky leg, Duff, break the leg. All the dance shapes from the song. Your house is your fantasy land. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Just like you, it can change all the time. And it's zaubern, so for doing magic. Impossibility is a kiss away from reality. This is a gouache paint, and it doesn't totally stick, but it gives great effects. So sometimes it's just see material experiments. So I bound this whole book with different kinds of paper to challenge myself. Glued in things that I think are interesting, so all the different kinds you can play graphically with the rainbow. Here's another one of these. If you are doing this sketchbook revival, you know it. This is glue resist. So I glued first and then put water paint on it, and then it did some amazing shiny stuff. Some of the paint went through. I used it to make shapes. So I like the spirit of freedom. Just messing around, seeing what are my lines, what is my visual vocabulary, yes. So put the marker on its side or to the front to use the small part or the big part. Just be free. And everybody will do it differently. There's never an excuse to be bored on this planet. All you have to do is pay attention to the world around you. This guy, he loves nature. John Muir. And I was really inspired by his technique. Like, add everything, count stuff, watch, what does it remind you of, ask yourself questions and fill up your pages. And it's really, really interesting. This is the cute version of the owl. The girl who did this did wonderful eyes, and I think if I do this multiple times and fill it with your own colors and symbols, then it will be really much fun. I drew some clothes. So cute dress, and I also like fashion illustration, fashion design, and the way it looks, to have a sketchbook filled with inspiring stuff. Like, what kind of textures can you make? I can use relief or make patterns. Do it with different materials. Use the side of your paintbrush, just like this. Just all with the same paintbrush, but used in a different way. Here, the layers. Stuff sticking out. Fishes. This is based on this little fish. I got it from an old book, and then I drew over it, and then I was like, this is a fun one, but I wanted him to make more like a not so sad mouth. And then I drew these ones. You can add some fabric to a paperclip. This cover. Oh yeah. Make some paint marks and then draw over it in the shapes that you see. And then explore what shapes you like or how you need to change them, so you come up with different characters. Just play around. They don't all need to be great from the start. It's based on these watercolor splotches. And here's the bear cat with the fish under his arm again. So things evolve. This is to say hi to Dee. She made brains clearly belong in jars, and I think about it a lot of the time when I'm using my sketchbook or making notes from reality. And when she went to the botanical gardens as well, and it's been almost 20 years ago, but I still think about brains clearly belong in jars, which made me think, if you pretend you're an alien and making notes about the world as if everything you see is the first time you are there. This is your brain on paper. So I thought it looked a bit like this is his head, and he's curled up, and these are his legs. It's the shape of a brain. Unfinished drawings, patterns. I was just having so much fun scratching away, playing with the portraits, drawing over it, and making number trees. Lines, and I left all the O's open, so I scratched out all the letters except for the O and God and everything. Just like blackout poetry, but different. What's this? It's a flip out with a pocket. So this is a pen test page, and then I went wild over it. So this is where my pen didn't work, that's why it's white, and then I went over it with crayons. And here, bird drawing multiple choice, and a collage. Notice. That's what I really like, to have interactivity in my book. And lots of notes, because I was inspired. Things I explained, like hydrophobic, hydrophilic, a passion mark, playing laboratory, infinite ways of doing it, dynamic. Fish, wee, blip. And here's the brain character again. have fun with it. And a flip out. You can expand pages. Hashtag no shame. Go for it. Be wild. Amazing discoveries. Ooh. Bird drawing. A bird lamp. Ooh, sun. Seeing a phenomenon, thinking about what's going on there, wondering about the key patterns. El Bandito. I really like this one. So even if I played and then this is what came out of it, I'm like totally satisfied. Green Onions, that's the song again. Lemon and lem off, onion and offion. Check it out. How are things interacting? The bird drawings. Making bubble letters is cool. So yeah, what do you notice when you see the bird? I started with the eye and then expanded out. I saw the colors, abstracting it, trying to understand it. It doesn't have to resemble the real bird. I zoomed in on his eye. I noticed all the little things behind it. Then I wanted to make him graphic. And I noticed the pattern of the feathers. Some more wild style study of the bird in counting and the wings. Tracing it from a camera to understand how he's really this fat with such a small tail and such a small snaffle beak. And some other birds. And another flip out if I want to make more notes. And last collage with notes. Forge a deeper connection with nature through keeping an illustrated nature journal for science. The world is absolutely mind-blowing amazing. You can spend a lifetime going deeper, zooming in, discovering more richness and nuance. So yeah, these are my sketchbook revival sketchbooks. I hope you feel inspired. Go make your own. And I had so much fun. Thank you very, very much